waiting for a miracle hour, chilling till the sun sets. I'm ready for a magic hour. It ain't perfect, but everything's beautiful. Hurry up. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I haven't done these in so long. So recently I realized that I guess I'm not completely healed like I thought I was. And this was not even the video that I was planning to film, but it happened recently, and it just, I guess I thought that the battle that I was fighting, trying to heal from some trauma that I experienced, I thought that I had fought the battle. I went through the inner work. I had a very long period of isolation. But you know, I was fighting the battle, but just because you're fighting a battle doesn't mean that when you conquer what it is that you are fighting, it does not mean that the battle is over. That's why it's called a battle. It's not just a fight, it's a battle. It's a long, drawn out process. And that's what healing is. It's a battle. It's not really a battle because I'm not fighting anybody, you know. I am healing myself. But you know, it's just a figure of speech. And I was doing good. Like, this is in reference to my last video. I've already talked about this relationship, so I'm not really gonna go too deep into it. But I thought that I had healed from this person and this relationship. I did a lot of inner work, you know. Like I said, I spent a lot of time by myself. I really thought that I was doing the healing. That pushed me into my spiritual journey, and I was doing all of these things. But recently, a person came into my life, and I realized that this person is the person that's showing me there's more things that I need to work through. There's more things that are deep-seated that need to be pulled out. So if you're self-sabotaging, or if you're trying to repeat a negative cycle, you see yourself trying to repeat a negative cycle, it's just a sign that you're not completely there yet, and that's okay. And now I'm telling myself that, like, I'm doing this video, but I'm telling myself this, that it's okay, because a situation happened that triggered me. Multiple situations happened that triggered me, but this situation triggered me. And because all of the previous things that were triggering me, I was kind of ignoring them. I was like, no, like, I'm good, you know? But it was triggering me. And when this situation triggered me and I realized how I was acting, because I've done this inner work, I know the terms. I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm self-sabotaging. I know I'm gaslighting myself. I know what I'm doing. I know the signs of being triggered and of that trauma coming back up and those negative cycles coming back up. I know what it is because I have really done a lot of inner work. So when I realized that I was repeating a negative cycle and I was self-sabotaging, the realization that this is happening because I may not be fully healed from the trauma that I experienced, and that there's something more deep-seated within me that this person is pulling out that I need to work on, that realization literally brought me to tears. Like, I literally burst out into tears. And when I burst out into tears, that was another realization, because the person that I was with, the person at the time, and I burst out into tears. And I realized another thing that I need to work on was that from all of the stuff that's happened to me and everything and how I grew up, I have an issue with being vulnerable, and I'm very scared of being vulnerable with people. And that happening brought that into my realization too, because I started crying and I just wanted this person to leave me alone so bad. I don't know if you know, you're watching this, if you ever dealt with that. I don't like to cry in front of people, and that's not okay, because it's okay to cry, but there's something within me that is like, it's not okay to cry. Clearly there's something within me, a deep-seated negative belief that it's not okay to cry, because as soon as I started like crying, I just wanted this person to leave me alone. I just I was self-sabotaging, because I just wanted them to like say fuck me. Like, I wanted them to leave me alone, even though it's a really good thing and I really like this person. I just was like, you know what, the ego, my ego is trying to protect itself, right? So my ego is saying, okay, there's this really good thing that's happening, but because of this cycle that's happened before with relationships and everything, I'm gonna try to protect you, even though it's a good thing. But I'm gonna try to protect you because the trauma that you endured has made you believe that you cannot trust this good thing. And so because of that, my ego is trying to protect itself, and it's trying to self-sabotage a good thing. And I'm sitting here like, you know what, fuck this person. Like, I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I can't do this relationship stuff. I can't, like, literally my mind went spiraling into all of that. And I wanted to make this video also because, like, you know, I make videos about, you know, trying to help people and about spiritual things and everything like that. But it's a journey. Like, I'm a human just like everybody else, and I'm going through these things, and I make these videos for myself and for us. For us, baby, this is for us. I'm talking to you and me. I'm talking to you and me because we're going through it, but we have to go through it so that we can heal and that we can become better versions of ourselves. Because just because I'm realizing that this deep-seated stuff is within me, that doesn't mean that all of that inner work that I did was for nothing. That doesn't mean that all of that inner work all that work that I put into myself and that the things that I learned were for nothing. That's not what that means at all. That inner work that I did was a part of my journey, and it helped me come to a point. But now, and this is what I want to talk about as well in this video, the main point actually is, you're going to come to a point in your spiritual journey, right? If you're on your spiritual journey, or if you're starting your spiritual journey, you're going to have an isolation period. You're going to have a period where people are going to be dispersed from you. This is just because your vibration isn't matching theirs anymore, and you're leveling up in your spirit. So you're going to have an isolation period. So I've had this isolation period, right? When you leave the isolation period, that's when spirit is going to bring people into your life that are going to continue to help you develop. This is where relationships come into play, because the whole point of a relationship in this human experience is to develop each other. You guys are going to pull things out of each other. Deep-seated beliefs, you know, that's why you see people in toxic relationships and everything, because those two people, they're kind of trauma bonding. They're repeating the same negative cycles together, which is also a learning journey. I'm not saying you should stay in a toxic relationship, but it is happening because it's a part of your journey. But I'm saying all that to say that relationships are meant to help you further on your spiritual journey. You're going to get to a point where the isolation period is over, and the universe is going to bring a certain person, friend or romantic person, into your life to further help you develop. I read about this in a book as well, about the point of relationships, and that we're teaching each other and learning from each other, and that the spiritual growth is happening together, and you need the other person to learn more about yourself, because every person that you meet, you guys are mirroring each other. We are reflections of each other. And that's also a crazy thing, because before I met this person who I'm currently in a relationship with, there was a person that I was talking to before this, and it was repeating a cycle. It was repeating a cycle. So you can say it wasn't a toxic thing, but I'm using this as an example to say that this is a good reflection as well of a toxic relationship. You guys are mirroring each other's bad to each other. So this person I was talking to, we were kind of the same. We're kind of pull away people. We're kind of avoidant people. So we're showing each other that. And actually, in the beginning, he was being avoidant, and that was actually putting me into an anxious, he was being avoidant. So that was actually putting me into an anxious spot. And then when I realized I was doing that, I started self-sabotaging because I didn't want the relationship to continue to form. So I would like do stupid stuff, self-sabotaging the budding relationship that could have happened. And maybe that's why it didn't happen. But that's okay, because everything happens for a reason. Because if I was still with that person, I wouldn't be with the person I'm with now, that I'm very happy with. So everything happens for a reason. But that person was literally reflecting to me my tendencies. In the beginning, I'm being anxious and I'm trying to connect with him. I'm trying to create a relationship, but he's pulling away and he's self-sabotaging and doing all these things, right? Showing me exactly what I'm doing in other aspects of my life and with other people, because there's some things deep-seated that I still need to work on. And I started crying because it was sad. It was sad to me that I realized that I still needed to work on myself. It was sad to me that I thought that I was healed and I thought I was secure and I thought that everything was perfect. And in the moment, I just felt like, did I fail? I'm still being triggered by this relationship that happened 3 fucking years ago, or maybe longer than that. I don't know, I'm still being triggered by that. And I kind of felt like annoyed with myself, because I want this relationship in my life now to happen, but there's still something within me that's like trying to cause a rift, and me not wanting to be vulnerable and me putting guards up. And that's all because of the trauma that I'm clearly still healing from. And so, that's something that I have to work on, and I'm gonna work on it. And if you're going through this, or if recently something triggered you, or you realize like this stuff from my past actually still hurts me, that's okay. No matter how long ago it was, your body keeps the score. Read that book. Your body keeps the score, and my body's keeping the score. And I have to level it out. And I have to be patient with myself. And I have to just work with myself, And the person that I'm with now is willing to help me do that. And that's why he was brought into my life, to show me that. And so, I'm very grateful for him. And I'm grateful for my trust in the universe. And in that moment, me not being like, you know what? Because literally in that moment, I was also like, you know what? I don't know if I could do this. Like, I don't know if I could do this. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I was literally about to end the relationship. Like, I don't know if I can do this, honey. Like, you don't understand. Like, I can't deal with it. But that's also the problem, that I'm not trying to deal with the emotions. Because I was like, look, I don't want to deal with these negative emotions. I don't want to be crying in front of you. I just don't want to deal with it. So I just want you to go away. But that's why it's not healed, because I keep pushing it away. So I'm going to sit with myself, and I'm going to sit with this person. And when I feel triggered, I'm going to communicate about it, and I'm going to be vulnerable and tell myself that it's okay to be vulnerable, and tell myself that I'm safe. And I'm not trying to cry on here. I'm getting cold though. And tell myself that I'm safe, and that everything is okay, that I'm gonna make it, and that it's okay that I'm still hurt by things that would have hurt anybody, I don't have to feel ashamed that I want to cry. I don't have to feel ashamed that something hurt my feelings, or that I'm triggered by something. And it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to still be going through it and still be working on it. I'm safe in this space. I'm safe where I am now. I'm safe in my relationship. And I know that the person that I'm with really does love me and really does trust me. And he's creating a safe space for me to be able to trust him and for me to be able to love him. And that is okay for me to do. And I'm safe here to be able to do that. Because that's something else I've been struggling with. I've been struggling with trust really, really bad. And, you know, I know where it's coming from. Because I know where it's coming from, I can move forward from it. And yeah. So I'm not completely healed, and that is okay. That's okay. And I'm working on it, and I'm gonna continue to work on myself and become a better version of myself every day. You know, because I'm a blooming flower, so I gotta water myself. So I'm watering myself right now, also letting it out. And I hope if you're going through the same thing that you're watering yourself too. You didn't cry. Not that it's not okay to cry, because it is okay to cry, you know. I'm just in a good mood right now, so.